Sawasdee krab.
I think it's too much bass.
Wow, I think we're still rocking in the music. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Bangkok. Bangkok is my hometown, so really a great pleasure and an honor. Thank you to World Blockchain Summit to both give an honor to the Bangkok city and to invite me to be one of the keynote speakers today. Actually, my background, just very briefly, I'm actually been finance in all my career, as some of you may know me. I only joined politics 6 months ago, as some of the Thai people didn't vote for the Democrat Party under Kun Apisit Vechashiwa, the ex-prime minister. My new boss, Kun Jurin, who is now the deputy prime minister and trade minister, he actually is very keen on the whole Thailand Blockchain Week. In fact, he stopped by one of the events on Saturday. But today, unfortunately, he's abroad. He's going to join us. But a few things I want to share with you, because Thailand is a country, like many other countries that World Blockchain Summit has been hosting in, is a country that the citizen has become more active and the corporates has become more alert to the opportunities of the new technologies on offer. And as you all know, new technologies, they come without national boundaries. They come through very fast. And it's really up to us, the humans, all the people who are in power, the politicians, the government officials, the civil servants, as much as the civil society, the active citizen, and the corporates who have the decision to choose whether they're willing to open up their hearts and mind to welcome the new technology, or whether they would shut the door to it and say, this is a threat to my industry, I'm going to block it all I can. So some industry, you've seen some people trying to block it. I will mention some obstacles to where you see the landscapes in regulations in some industry. Some industry, like mine, like my old one, so I was a CEO of Credit Lyonnais, who is owned by CITIC Group, CITIC, not Citibank from America, but CITIC, CITIC from China. And CLSA, as some of you may know, Credit Lyonnais is originally French. But even as CLSA, and I was on the board of the governor of the Stock Exchange of Thailand. So in the securities business, in the stock exchange brokerage business, we welcome the distributed ledger trading system, the DLT, the blockchain and the backbone. And in fact, our regulator, the Security Exchange Commission, the SEC, welcome so much that they have given 2, 3, 4 licenses for digital asset exchanges. The Stock Exchange of Thailand, originally, some of you may know, has been in existence for 45 years. The SEC, the regulator, came about 15 years after the operator, after the SET was set up. So you see the freestyle, the SRO, self-regulating organization that SET has been. And that kind of helped actually to nurture the early stage, the innovation, the creativity, the culture that's created within the SET prosper. Now, the SEC sees this problem because they knew that the SET, the actual trading platform, is a monopoly. It's a natural monopoly. There's no other trading platform in Thailand. And the SET claim that they are so pro-competition. They started it, the zero commission trading, meaning that any brokers, there are 41 stock brokerage firms in Thailand, they can offer 0% commission, meaning that you can, if you're a big client, you can walk to a broker and say, can I trade with you for no commission? Not only did they do that, they also think, hey, that's not good enough. The brokers are competing, but no competition from stock exchange. There's only one license for the SET. So they came up with what I think is a digital asset law on the executive decree. Executive decree for Thai people, Porogor, is a fast track regulations to legalize the trading of digital asset cryptocurrencies, the ICO, now the STO in Thailand. I don't think many countries in ASEAN, let alone in Asia, has such a comprehensive digital asset law. They do that in their hearts with a competitive mindset, ability to allow SME startups to raise funds. It sounds good, right? But what it brought about was taxation. Before, there was no tax. You can trade on 2 or 3 exchanges. BX, now gone. You can trade on BitCup. You can trade on Satang Pro now. It was called TDAX before. You can trade on those exchanges without paying tax. No income tax, no capital gain tax. Now you have to pay income tax. And it's up to how much your income is, and it's a progressive rate. You have to pay a corporate tax. If you raise capital, if you do an ICO, initial coin offering, or do a STO, security token offering, or do various forms of coin issuance, on digital asset exchanges. Now there's only 2 left. There are more to come, but I think BitCup and Stangpro are the 2 kind of legal ones at the moment, and a few various other. There are 17 exchanges waiting for the license to be approved at the moment by the SEC. Interesting how Thailand is, there aren't that many coin traders versus other countries around the region, I'm sure. There are a lot of interest, but some of the foreigners are trading coins on the Thai exchange. But the regulation that we thought was progressive, we thought would kick about, a new kind of regulations that would allow legalized trading and also legalize fundraising capital. Some people thought it's great. But as you all know, the more regulations there are, the more licenses there are, it doesn't bring about justice. In fact, it doesn't bring fair competition, and it definitely doesn't bring more competitiveness. So vis-a-vis the regulation elsewhere in the region, the Thai startups are beginning to go abroad. Because they have to pay tax. They have to pay 20% corporate tax. They have to pay 7% VAT tax to do an ICO in Thailand. Sure, a company called JMart was the first company that issued, they call it JFin coin. Some of you may have the fortune or the misfortune of investing in that coin. And it went down a lot. But the business is still there. It's real. It's not fake. It's not a fraud. It's still in existence. JMart is one of the largest electrical appliance retailers in Thailand, mobile retailers, and also consumer finance company. They launched a kind of, blockchain peer-to-peer lending platform called Pa. And that's supposed to solve some of the issues that I will talk about later in my brief presentation here. But that issuance didn't go down well. And a lot of people who want to issue coins afterwards go abroad. Another very good businessman, Kun Surachai Tawisang Sakunthai from Khon Kaen, a northeastern province of Thailand, who runs a company called Khon Kaen Pathana Mueang, which is effectively Khon Kaen, the city name, and the city development. He designed the transport system that will use one of digital currency to tokenize the payment, the registration of your information, your data, how you travel from where to try to save your costs. And it will become a part of the sharing economy within the circular economy in that province. But unfortunately for him, raising capital in Thailand would be huge cost. He goes to Singapore. Anyone here know how much tax you get charged in Singapore? In Thailand, it's 27% for ICO. In Singapore, how much? 0. And why is it 0? He doesn't know? Anyone know? By the way, the guys who introduced me kindly introduced me, but he forgot. And in my CV you saw online, they didn't tell you my real job. One of my biggest jobs is that I own a 4-season roast duck restaurant, the Chinese restaurant, very yummy. So for the person who answered the right, no duck coin though, very famous roast duck from London. Anyone answer the question correctly, I'll give you one duck, one roast duck. Oh, he knows. Now you see, when I say that, the hands goes up straight away. Why do you guys just stay quiet without answering? What's the answer? Why does Singapore have 0% tax? To encourage business in Singapore. Very smart answer and very logical, right? But it's wrong. In fact, the funny thing is the Singaporean government don't encourage Bitcoin. If you guys know any friends who are private wealth manager working in Singapore, you would know that PWM in Singapore, private wealth managers, cannot ask their wealth clients to trade digital currency, right? They cannot. They cannot touch it. Julius Baer, whatever, DBS, Wells, nobody can touch digital currency. Singapore government, the central bank, doesn't encourage digital currency trading. They may encourage blockchain, the actual technology, yes, but they don't encourage the ICO, the STO, the actual, punting, the actual trading. Why? The answer is simple. I actually told you already. Singapore has no digital asset law. No law means no tax. So actually, the way they've gone, similar to America, similar to some countries in Europe, they've gone the route where they promote the education. So the people are more educated, the financial literacy has gone up, so they trust the people with the ability to make an informed decision. Thailand is the other direction, as you're probably aware. There are 600,000, probably more now, traders, punters of Bitcoins. There are 2 million brokerage accounts, individual accounts who trade and punt stocks in the stock exchange of Thailand. The average daily turnover volume on the stock exchange of Thailand, the traditional stock market, one-day trading volume alone on the Thai market is bigger, larger than all the trading volumes combined from all the 9 other ASEAN countries. Yes, including Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, you name it, all the other 9 countries, volume. So you see the nature of Thai people. But not only that, it happens because this country welcomes robot, AI trading, algorithm trading, the pipe trading. The Stock Exchange of Thailand actually allows those technologies in. You heard the book called The Flash Boy? I think it's written by a famous author about the high frequency trading in the US, where you allow to take the advantage of the milliseconds where the order is sent through various exchanges from a client. And that client can reach the exchange directly, even without going through a broker. That's already happened in Thailand. You can set a pipe that a broker has to represent that client, but that pipe goes through a broker and to the exchange, but it doesn't stop at a broker. So I don't even see an order for my client selling, let's say selling a PTT, the largest stock in Thailand. It's gone direct to the exchange. And it's advantage on the speed. And programs has come, AI, robot trading, we welcome all that. But the regulations, again, doesn't catch up to it yet. So there are short selling rules. Short selling, as some of you may know, is selling a stock without owning it. But now the Stock Exchange of Thailand, SEC, is waking up to this. And the reason why I tell you this story is because blockchain is an ability to tell exactly who owns the asset at that exact millisecond. So when you sell or buy a stock, you know exactly who owns the assets. So the goals of the Stock Exchange of Thailand and also the SEC, eventually in the long-term goal, is to have a tokenized asset. From the 700 plus securities who are listed on the Stock Exchange of Thailand at the moment, there are opening hours and closing hours. In the future, they're hoping to be no closing hours, no opening hours. Just trade like FX. Same as how the national boundary, at the moment you have to open an account. It's very difficult to sometimes open an account and trade the Thai securities. In the future, you can trade without national boundaries and settle T+0. At the moment, it's T+2, which is not bad. Actually, some countries are still T+3 for settlement. Thailand is already T+2. In the future, the back office, the whole DLT system and the Thai exchange has been to Stuttgart at the World Digital Asset Forum there, been to Australia to see the DLT technology. So the authorities in the finance sector are alerting to this already. How about the authorities who control the banks? The reason why this country is growing at an average, below average growth pace, if measured by GDP, but you all know GDP, gross domestic product, only measure the quantity of growth, but not the quality of growth. There's huge divisiveness. And the digital divide that the technology, perhaps like blockchain brings, may increase this digital divide. So my job at the Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Agriculture, with the Democrat Party has a ministership in, we are hoping to close this digital divide gap. And it's so crucial if we were to do this properly. I'll touch on this a little bit later as well. But the actual heart of regulation is so important. You saw how the SEC has done it on the security side. On the banking side, the country is growing slowly because the SME and startup cannot get cheap and access to capital. They get quite expensive. It's expensive to be poor in Thailand. I'm not sure you understand that. The cost of capital, the cost of money, the price of money, which is the interest rate, is expensive. And SME startups sometimes can't even get access to that funding. So when they try to go through to the banks, big commercial banks, who are natural oligopolies, there are 7 big banks in Thailand who pretty much control the whole market. It's not competitive. And the central bank, who I have high respect for, they did a great job on the stability. But on the size of the rule of law, using the rule of law to develop a new industry like fintech, they probably still nearly fail. They're trying to organize a few events, fintech, but the actual regulation to allow the peer-to-peer trading platform to take off hasn't happened yet. It's already happened in Hong Kong, in China, Philippines, I'm sure Indonesia, Malaysia, coming up soon. But here, peer-to-peer trading is still technically illegal. There are 2 firms who are doing it at the moment using the blockchain technology platform to try to do this. And if peer-to-peer were to be legalized, you all know peer-to-peer, it would at least incrementally allow some of the startups, the individual companies, or the individuals, entrepreneurs, to raise capital for their projects easier. There is a crowdfunding platform. In fact, 2 companies has crowdfunding platform in Thailand, and one is using blockchain technology. But again, the risk appetite is still not quite there. Now, what needs to happen in Thailand for blockchain and for the whole cryptocurrency, digital assets to take off? A few ministries are using it. So I give you the example from our ministry. The Commerce Ministry For the first time, I think it's a 100 years old ministry, this one. And for the first time, they're sharing data with Ministry of Agriculture. Ministry of Agriculture has plenty of data on the pricings and the volumes, the amount, supply of agricultural products in Thailand. Rice, tapioca, rubber, corn, sugar, you name it. Some of these products, we are one of the world's largest exporters in the world. But often we don't know the exact or the amount roughly of what is the supply per year. How can you do a proper public policy without knowing the supply? Palm oil, classic example. The fresh palm, the palm that Indonesia, Malaysia has plenty of palm. In Thailand, lots of palm. And it's being used in the B10, B20 diesel. But there are illegal smuggling from borders to come into Thailand. The Thai government has now embarked upon, with the Ministry of Commerce, to use the blockchain technology to use with farmers to know the palm from their fields and the palm oil at the factories itself. So they know the level of supply and then can decide how we can work out the demand and increase demand side. We're already beginning this project and working with the Ministry of Agriculture, who knows the plantation. They have the whole map of the whole country. They know who is seeding more palms. And it's not just palm, it will be rubber as well. It will be various other commodities that we're trying to do on. That's the first thing. Second thing, the traceability. The traceability nature of blockchain and the ability, the immutability, that you cannot go in and tweak and change the data is so valuable to Thai farmers. Why is it so valuable? This country is going through a potential crisis in the farming industry. The farmers used to be the backbone of Thailand. Now they are very poor and they are aging. It's an aging society. I go to countryside and I ask the students in the room, what do your parents do? 98% of students in the room say their parents were farmers. I ask them a second question, what do you want to be when you grow up, when you graduate? Only 1% say they want to be farmer. So therefore, a lot of plantations, a lot of fields will be empty. The farmers either need to mechanize, use the mechanics to help them, drones, new technologies, or also make sure they get more income per hectare or per rai, we call it, per area. How do you increase the yield? There are 2 or 3 ways, but in Thailand we have a big debate on chemicals at the moment, on whether we should ban the 3 deadly chemicals that you know of, the paraquat, the glyphosate. But why blockchain can help? If implemented properly, and if there are inspections or proper standards, it can guarantee the quality of Thai products. And to be fair, if you go to upcountry, you see quality Thai products from the fields, the fruits, the durian, the mangosteen, the rambutan, longgong. There's so many Thai fruits that are premium products, that should be premium products, but are not being sold at the premium products. So some of the traceability quality that is going to happen, Alibaba Jack Ma was already here. He asked our Prime Minister for 2 things. The first was on how Alibaba can set up a logistics center and own some lands to do the trading of products, both agriculture, the basic goods, white goods, and so on and so forth. He asked this because, Alibaba also owns shopping malls and supermarkets, and they have technologies that can scan and check through the products. So they are bringing that technology to see if they can help the farmers, but they, of course, ask for a few exchanges. The second, they asked for the whole drones technology. The drones to be used for checking the products, checking the fields, to seed the products, and also to bring the products to the door, the last mile logistic delivery on the drones. That's the 2 things that both actually Jack Ma from Alibaba and Richard Liu from JD.com asked our Prime Minister for when they visited Thailand. Something very difficult, not easy to give, but especially the drone regulation. But you see how the actual blockchain technology, for me personally, if implemented properly, can bring some more income, to the Thai farmers. On the jewelry platform, the Commerce Ministry, the Thai gems, jewelry, is also growing business. And we trade. If there are fake gems, there are real diamonds, there are fake goods. So both from the jewelry business and also pharmaceutical industry, which is growing, both the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Commerce are working together to implement the blockchain technology system to verify the quality of the gems that we export, the quality of the gems trader that are happening in Thailand. Ministry of Interior are using this to looking at how they can store the title deeds. All the title deeds are in paper at the moment, Keynote, Tidin. And some of this can be lost, can be tear, can be debated in law, in the court all day long, who owns what, the plot of land. So we're trying to look at way how to do this. some have facing obstacle. Naturally, people who will lose out will provide the pushbacks. And the biggest losers are the businessmen who are dealing with governments, the people who procure from Ministry of Finance. The biggest law that came out 2 years ago in Thailand was called the Government Procurement Act. It's supposed to weed out corruption from government procurement projects. Now, the Ministry of Finance have talked, opened the mouth. The Minister, Uttama, has said that he will use blockchain to do procurements when it comes to government procurement contracts, which, as you know, some Thai firms beginning to do it, PTT, SCG, and it reduced the cost. It's already brought down the cost. If you go and read the accounts of SCG, Siam Cement Group, the largest 100-years-old company that's founded by King Rama VI, it's used blockchain technology to procure some of their products around the world, and it lowered their costs, it improved the efficiency of the company. The Ministry of Finance have said they would do it with some of the government procurement projects. Let's see if they would do it, because if they don't do it next time when Democrat Party gets into power, we will do it ourselves. But it will cut costs, and it will cut red tapes, it will cut corruption. The ability to do it, though, is up to the government themselves. And just to end on my talk, because I want to be on time, I'll tell you a little Indian story, which some of my Indian friends may hear the story. In India, there's a famous philosopher, Mahatma Gandhi. You know Mahatma Gandhi, right? Gandhi is a philosopher, truly loved and respected as a leader, a thought leader. One day, a mother brought a child, a son. He's very fat, obese, to see Gandhi. And he begs Gandhi, please, can you tell my son to stop eating the Indian desserts? They're so delicious. But my son is fat because of this. So Gandhi looks at the boy. Oh my God, he's so fat. I'm not looking at you, okay? Don't worry. You're not fat. But he doesn't tell the boys anything. Send the boys home. The mother is not happy. Bring the son back the second day. Not the second day, the second week. Gandhi still doesn't tell the boy to stop eating Indian dessert. He talks to the boy, why do you like it? And why do you eat it? It makes you fat. But he doesn't tell the boy to stop. The mother is not happy, took the boy home. The third week, she brings him back again. Now Gandhi tells the boy, Indian dessert is very bad for you. You should stop eating because it will give you heart disease, cholesterol, block your blood vessels, it will give you diabetes, you'll be obese, the girls won't like you, you look fat. And tells the boy to stop eating Indian dessert. The boy idolizes Gandhi, likes Gandhi, so he stops. The mother is very happy, but asks Gandhi, why? Why, sir? Why didn't you tell him the first week? Why not? Why didn't Gandhi tell the boy the first week? Our Indian friends know? No one? No one from India know this story? I'm surprised. Our Indian friends know. I thought the first time someone got it right. I told this story at a previous blockchain, the Thai conference, the European conference, the whatever conference. Nobody gets it. Gandhi himself told the mother, have you ever tried to stop eating the Indian dessert yourself? I, Gandhi, as in Gandhi, likes the Indian dessert. I like it myself. I have to try for 3 weeks to stop eating the Indian dessert before I can teach and tell your son to stop eating it as well. So you understand the morale of the story. I think for me personally, it is walking the talk. I think the Thai government, the public at large, the authorities knows the benefits that blockchain can bring. You know the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the 17 goals, all the sustainability goals for long-term sustainable growth. Blockchain can help fulfill that, especially the transparency, the partnership for goals. We know that. The authorities know that. I mentioned you a few sample use cases the Thai authorities are already beginning to use. Some are facing pushbacks. And not just in finance sector, in a few other sectors as well. Even they could verify the counterfeiting good. Now, are there political wills? Are there real wills from the power that be, the people who have the power to walk the talk? For me, it's a job as much as the authorities to do it themselves when they're talking, as much as for you to push them to do it. So I'm grateful that, like for the World Blockchain Conference to organize in Thailand, to hopefully provide a private sector voice to tell us what are the good opportunities out there. What should the public sector also be doing or working, engaging with private sector on some projects? Because the best public services should be run and operated by private sectors. And it's not a gimmick or cliche to say that good society doesn't come cheap. If you want it, you have to participate in it. So I welcome the opportunity of you guys to participate in the Thailand Blockchain Week and WBS to bring this to Thailand. Thank you and ขอบคุณครับ and hope you have a good stay in Thailand. Thank you.